For 18 years, the Pittsburgh Steelers have entered every offseason knowing Ben Roethlisberger would be their starting quarterback. With Big Ben expected to hang those cleats up, Steelers have not really been planning for post-Roethlisberger life there. Here's Mike Tomlin shedding a little light on the process moving forward when it comes to finding that next QB1 in the Steel City.
Is the organization operating under the assumption that Ben will not be, playing next year? And do you think Mason and or Dwayne Haskins is ready to be an everyday starting quarterback in this league?
You know, we are proceeding with that assumption. Both guys, Mason and Dwayne, have had their moments, but they'll have to prove that. Right now, you know, all options are on the table. There's some information being given by me, but equally as important to me is the information I receive and my openness to it.
So you heard it right there, Tomlin kind of speaking on the options they do have in-house. Of course, once Ben is gone, you got Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins. We've seen a lot of them over the past couple of years, either with Ben out for a few games or in the preseason. Hasn't gone as well. And Josh Dobbs, maybe a forgotten thought there when you come to that QB room. In other words, Tomlin has some work to do when it comes to finding that QB1 for a team that looks like they're ready to win now based on the other pieces around that offense. All right, Tomlin, welcome in senior NFL writer Jason La Canfora. And JOC, let's keep it simple here. How will the Steelers move on to life after Ben there in Pittsburgh?
Well, more than likely it's through the draft. You know, I've been reporting on this since the middle of the season. It's never really been in doubt that this was it for Ben. They restructured that deal to have one last kick at the can, to let him go out on his own terms and play out this contract. Look, Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh, if he's traded at all, I don't think that he's got a no trade. That's not happening. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be traded. Maybe Derek Carr with the Raiders under new management. Could the new GM there want to move on? Okay, that one might be possible, but they've been focused on this draft class, trying to see if there is a quarterback at the right spot who makes sense for them. And I think the medicals on Carson Strong out of Nevada are going to be one of the biggest developments of this whole offseason. How comfortable are people with that knee? I know if you just look at him as clay that can be molded, if he was healthy, if he didn't have these knee problems, you're talking about someone who I think is clearly the top quarterback in this draft and someone who is worthy of a top 5 pick. But with multiple procedures on the same knee, with him not being able to finish the season, what is the Steelers and other teams, medical teams, going to think about his prospects for having at least an 8 to 10 year career, if not, 10 to 20. So we'll see. I expect them to draft a quarterback. I'm not sure that the trade or free agent route is going to be where it's at for them. And they would like to see Mason Rudolph prove them right, at least to some degree, at least to be able to be a Band-Aid quarterback to bridge between Ben and whoever the next franchise guy is.
You mentioned drafting a quarterback there. Look, Kevin Colbert, he's been at the helm there when it comes to personnel since 2000, but planning to retire after the draft. When you think about that and looking for a quarterback of the future here, JLC, how much trust is it for him to kind of find a QB for the future when he's planning to leave right after, that search is over?
I would just say this. Kevin Colbert's been on one-year deals for about 3 years now at his own behest. That's how they've operated. Kevin Colbert has not told the Rooney family he's retiring. He has not told any of his top lieutenants he's retiring. So I find it very hard to believe that he told a certain reporter that he's retiring. So, we could play this game with Kevin Colbert any of the last 4 years. Like, well, his contract's up after the draft. Everybody knows he's been year to year. But it's by no means set in stone that he is going to retire. But regardless, one thing he has told people in that building for a long time is that whenever he does retire, he would like to have found the replacement for Ben Roethlisberger. He would like to feel as if that person was on the roster and was going to have the chops to, I'm not saying being a first ballot Hall of Famer like Ben, but be the steward of that franchise from the quarterback position for multiple years. And again, depending on where this takes them in the draft, if it's a Charlie Strong and he needs a little bit of a medical redshirt year, is Kevin Colbert going to automatically think the day after the draft that that's the guy? Kevin has earned the right to go out whenever he wants to go out on whatever terms he wants to go out on, just like Ben Roethlisberger. And no one has been told in that organization, hey, you're the next guy up or you're the next guy up. No one's even thinking of those terms. But, obviously there'll be conversations between ownership and Kevin after the draft, and he'll decide if he wants to do this for one more year, or if he is ready to shut it down and enjoy the rest of his life in a different capacity.
All right, wait and see moment there for him when it comes to Pittsburgh.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.